Hi there, so I was recently at NAR and I'm going to share with you a quick little webinar that I did while I was down there. So I'm going to share with you that video is changing the face of real estate, and when I say that, a lot of real estate agents picture that they have to run out and buy a HD video camera and they're the ones who are going to be on film. And that's so far from the truth. The reality is there's software out there that you can record your screen. So anything you're looking at can be recorded, such as a buyer presentation, a seller presentation, that sort of thing. So as a couple ideas on how we would use that in real estate, I'll start off just by showing seller feedback. In our area, getting seller feedback is a very difficult thing to get. A buyer agent shows your property, you call that buyer agent for feedback, and very rarely do you get the feedback needed that you have to pass back on to the seller. So as a way that you can provide value to your sellers is you can just pull up your computer, your website, and make a little recording, something like this. Say, hey Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I just want to give you a market update that this is your home listed for sale right here, and since we listed it for sale, the guy a couple doors down, he just got put on the market, and we have to be aware that he's $10,000 less than us, and they have a finished basement, so that's definitely competition. We're going to keep an eye on that. The other thing is, across the way here, you may not be aware of this either, but they have an offer on their property. It's sold conditional based on financing, and what that means is that another buyer chose their home over your home, and we think it's because of the positioning in the market. I'm going to send you this video, and then I'm going to follow up with a phone call. And then you stop the video, and the awesome part about this software that you can record your screen is that when you make a video, after you hit stop recording, you can send it to YouTube or you can send it to somebody as a private message. So you can see that it's no longer a video of you being in front of a camera, but it's just you conveying a message to a person. In this example, we're giving feedback to a seller. And what's going to happen with this is this gives the seller time to digest what's actually happening with them in the market. If a week goes by and they don't hear from you, they don't think anything's happening. But if you did a weekly video update like this, not only will they know that you're working, they're going to see what's happening in the market and they'll have a better understanding of their positioning. So when you go for a price change, it's just going to be easier because they already understand where they're sitting. They can see with their own eyes. Another example would be a buyer inquiry. Somebody calls you up on your listing, and then when you hang up the phone, sometimes you just feel that you had a real strong connection with that person, and you want to work to earn the right to be their realtor. So not on every call you take, but certainly calls that you feel really strong with that person, you could make an example video like this. So pull up your computer and hit record and say something like, hey Joey, thanks for your time on the phone. This is the listing you called me up on, and I realize you're relocating to my area and you're going to commute to Toronto. So if you did that, this is the on-ramp that you would take and you're going to head that direction. By the way, if our listing doesn't fit your needs, look at all these other listings within the area that do. Just reach out to me if you have any interest. I'm certainly here to be your realtor. Save the video, send it off to them. Now, if I had a strong connection with a person on the phone, there's a good chance that the person on the other line had a good feeling about me. So if all the other realtors take the call and then hang up, you take the call, hang up, and then send a video off like this that's private and just for them, it's going to encourage them working with you more in the future. Now, a lot of realtors have websites and they generate leads from that. So when you have a website and you're generating a lead, usually it's a form and a person fills in name, phone number, email. And those forms can be very cold. It asks for a lot of information and the person who's looking at that screen doesn't have an understanding of the benefits of why they're going to do it. So you can just go to your website, hit the record button, and make a video like this. Hey, thanks for coming to our website. If you click on this button right here, you're going to be able to create an account. When you create an account, you're going to get access to all of the photos, all the virtual tours. You're going to be able to book showings, highlight your favorite listings, and yada yada yada. And you just give a laundry list of all the benefits of creating the account. Save the video and put it above the form. So what's going to happen now is you have a video educating people on how to take the action you want. So click here, create an account. Then you're going to share with them the benefits of the action that they're taking. They're going to have, you can either drive more traffic to your website, and there is a cost in that, or you can simply increase the conversion of the people who are already there. This is one way that you can increase the conversion of people who are already on your website, is simply adding video above each form. For example, another form could be your house value form. Go to your house values page, hit record and say, hey, thanks for coming to our house value form. If you're interested, we update the reports every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you want a copy of tomorrow's reports, just fill in the form below. Just a simple video that gives them a push to take the action that you want them to take. So it's not about you being on camera, it's about you conveying a message to the right person. Another example, picture this. If you own a farming area, and farming is a geographic area that you want to dominate, well, you can also dominate online when people search within that area. So picture somebody drives through your neighborhood, and whether they see your for sale sign or another realtor sign, what they're going to do is go back to the computer, type in the name of the street they're on, the name of the city they're in, and type in a real estate related word. While all the other realtors are focusing on that one specific listing, 123 street name, that has a short-lived marketing window of opportunity, because when that home sells or comes off the market, all that video and content has to go with it. So if you do a generic video about just the city and the street and create a video for each street within your farm area, as all those other realtors who are already on the first page of Google, they're going to start coming off because their content is going to be obsolete and outdated and their home's going to get sold, while yours is generic. So yours has a forever marketing window of opportunity. And you don't want to do a video for every street in your city. That's just too much. And Google will frown on that because it's going to be considered duplicate content, but you can get away with doing a pocket. So just a farm area that you focus on, make a video for each street. And the video is about like 30 seconds long. Pull up your website, look at that street and say, hi, are you looking for houses, homes, and real estate for sale on Coldstream Drive in Oshawa, Ontario? Well, you found it, just click below. You're also going to find all the house values for this area as well, and whatever you want to say, but make it like a 30-second video. And what you may not know is that Google owns YouTube. Google is scanning the audio that's in YouTube videos, converting it from speech to text, and then reading the text for the keywords. So what we just did is we said all the keywords in that short little 30-second clip. Hi, are you looking for houses, homes, and real estate for sale? And then you say the city, street address, or the street and then the city. You just put all those keywords within that video. So the other agents who are going to be coming up on the first page of Google, their YouTube videos are going to be there. Well, yours is going to start appearing there as well. And then staff training is a very powerful way that you can use video. Back before I got into real estate, it used to be you'd have to create a team operations manual. So you would take a look at each role within your organization and make an operations manual for each one. So if this is your front desk admin and then a couple buyer agents, well, all these people are going to be moving up in your company or moving out. So if your front desk admin now becomes an office manager, you're going to have to retrain the next front desk admin. Or if she moves on to bigger and better things, you're still going to have to retrain the next office admin. So normally when you're doing your training, wouldn't you say something like, hey Betty Ann, can you come here? I'm going to show you how to load a listing. And then you show her how to do it for the first time. Well, while you're showing your new staff how to do whatever that task is, why don't you just make a recording of it at the same time? Now she has a step-by-step video showing her each duty that she has to do. If you showed her once a month we email our Sphere and this is how you log into Top Producer or whatever program you use, you're going to have to show her how to log in, pull up your Sphere and send off whatever the message is. So come next month, 30 days later, when it's time for her to do it, she's probably going to forget how. Well, by having a video made up showing her step by step how to do it, it's self-empowerment because she can find the answer on her own and it frees your time up as a leader. So this is a webinar series that I have. I cover video, Google pay-per-click advertising and organic search, adding instant chat, which is a free tool all of you can add to your real estate website, social media, how to get a virtual assistant so that they can take care of all this for you so that you get back to being a realtor, scripts and marketing tricks that I have. So this is a webinar coming up and I want to share with you the Facebook one. Now, each session shows you, hey, this is how the technology is used, and then we do it step by step. So every week we cover the technology and then do it for you step by step and record a video so that, say you're not ready for Facebook now, but next year you are, you can go back to that video and it's going to show you step by step how to do what I'm talking about here. This is just kind of like an overview sales pitch that I had at NAR, and I'm going to tell you about Facebook. So 8 years ago, 15 of my friends all hopped in an airplane and moved to Whistler, BC. And I was the only one who stayed back, so I had to get Facebook to stay connected with them. And I knew I was getting into real estate, and I knew I was going to use it to advertise to my friends and family. So back then, Facebook wasn't yet a public company, so when I called them, they actually answered the phone. So I called Facebook and I said, hey Facebook, I'm going to use you for advertising, but I only want to target my friends and family. I don't want to advertise to everybody out there. I also don't want to just blast on my wall who I am and what I do. Like, hey, look at me, I'm another real estate agent doing another open house. I wanted to advertise where the advertising belongs. I wanted to be the Nike of my local real estate industry, and they said there's no way, you can't advertise to just your friends and family. But you can. So here's an example ad. If you're advertising to your friends and family, you have to have your face on the ad. Picture this face not being there, it's just a picture of the house. Your friends and family aren't going to know it's you who's advertising. Although you may have your name and brokerage phone number and all your brokerage information, if your face isn't there, your friends and family aren't going to recognize that it's you who's advertising. So you have to have your face. And last week, before I went to NAR, I targeted only 152 people on Facebook. So only my friends and family who lived in my cities, Oshawa and Whitby, and who are on Facebook. In 7 days, on average, they saw my ads 61 times. So 152 people times 61 impressions is 9,272 times. So in 7 days, that's how many times they saw my ad. It only cost me $7.41. So if you had 152 people that you were going to do a direct mail to, that's 152 stamps, that's 152 envelopes, that's 152 items of value that you're going to stuff in the envelope, and you're lucky to get 130 people to actually open it up. Well, I just advertised to the same 152 people using only Facebook, and they saw my face, who I am, and what I do 9,000 times. So every week it's just listed, just sold, just listed, just sold. It's not who you know, it's who knows you and who knows you're in real estate. So this is the most effective way that you can constantly brand to your friends and family. And this is how you do it. You just, when you're creating the ad, you say who's in my country, who's in my city, and who likes my business page. And then that's a way that you can filter out your advertising so that only those people who have pressed like on your business page are the ones who are going to see your advertising. And they don't have to be on your business page to see your ads. They just have to have pressed the like button once, and no matter where they go on Facebook, whether they're looking at pictures of their friends and family or whatever, your ads are going to chase them. And this is how it works. We all have a Facebook profile. So Facebook's profile on me shows where I work, where I live, if I'm married or not, if I have kids or not, what I like, the TV shows, the music, anything that I'm up to. And you'll notice if you're on Facebook and you just get into real estate and you start liking a bunch of real estate pages and things that are on Facebook, all of a sudden the ads that you see relate to real estate. If you're a guy, you see ads that relate to guys. If you're a girl, you see ads that relate to girls. Everything that we see in advertising is driven off of this page right here. So we can use that as realtors to our advantage. So let's say in Toronto, there's over 2 million people on Facebook. That's way too many people to advertise to. But what if you said, who are the people on Facebook in my city that changed their status from single to engaged? Once those people say that they're now engaged, that number dropped to 22,460. That's a pretty accurate number of how many people in your city are now engaged. And these guys who are engaged have a high chance that they're going to be moving within the next 6 to 12 months. So you can position your ad. You no longer need your face there because it's not about you. These people don't know who you are. So just create a button that relates to who they are. These people are getting engaged, so they're going to have a higher chance that they want to join your home buyer seminar or look at listings for sale. You still have to have your name, your office phone number, and all your brokerage info, but this button here can target to people based on who they are and what they're up to. As an example, who are the people in Toronto that are Spanish? That number changed to 27,000. Or who are French, Chinese? You can just change it to whatever your language is and create an ad targeted to that demographic. Or say you're a growing team and you want to hire more agents. You can say, who are the people in my city that are in real estate? And it's going to give you an accurate number, and then you can say, buyer agent needed. And what's going to happen is, this time of year, there's a lot of transition. The grass is greener on the other side of the fence. A lot of realtors are going to switch from one company to the other company, and they may not know what opportunities exist unless you tell them. And how are you going to tell them? They don't look in the classified sections for a real estate job. That's not what it is. It's a career, and it's pretty much a word-of-mouth thing. So you have to get your ads positioned in front of them, and this is a very, very cheap way of doing it. Also, TV is brainwashing everybody on getting a deal. So, and the other thing that's funny is people on Facebook say, hey, these are the TV shows that I like to watch. So you can say, who are the people in my city that like, and just put a laundry list of all the TV shows that are on, like, fixing and flipping properties. That number is going to change, and now you can be the realtor giving them the listings that they want within their city. And this is a new campaign that I just started running. It's claim your free book from Chapters on buying your first home. And when you click on that ad, it gives all the brokerage information of who we are and the rules of claiming the book. So in 7 days, 14 people claimed the book. And I didn't think anybody was actually going to claim the book, so I then had to run out to Chapters and buy all those books. It cost me $23 for that to happen, and I only paid for the claims. So the beauty of this campaign is, if you advertise in a newspaper, you pay for the ad up front and then hope that something happens. Well, in this, I only paid for the actions that took place. So in 1 week, I paid for the 14 people who claimed the book, and in that 1 week, I got 1 listing and 2 buyers. So my theory is next year, because I don't know the numbers yet because I just started this, but if I buy 250 books and give them away unconditionally to anybody who claims this offer, then I'm assuming a 1 in 4 ratio. So 1 out of every 4 will end up doing a deal. That means 3 of the 4 are going to run away with the book and I'll never hear from them again. So out of 250 books, that means 190 people are going to take off with my book. And that's a pretty expensive proposition. 190 people times like $20 a book is a lot of money. But then if you also think that also means 60 people are going to do a deal from you. 60 times your average commission is a really strong pillar for most of us. So I'm guessing this campaign will probably end up costing me about $8,000 for the books and for the Facebook promotion. But 60 times your average commission is certainly well worth $8 grand in my opinion. And then many of you run client appreciation events. So we ran a client appreciation event and we had a photographer at the event. When he took the people's picture, he handed them this business card. It just says tagyourself.ca. These are perforated business cards that you get from Staples, and you just run them through your own machine. So you can just get any URL you want and then redirect it to the photo album of your upcoming event. When a photographer is at that event, he takes their picture and then hands them this business card. And what happens is, if somebody tags their photo on Facebook, that photo then goes out to their friends and family. The average person has 200 friends and family on Facebook. Well, in this one photo alone, you can't really see, but 17 pictures tagged their photo. And they tagged their photo for a chance to win Toronto FC soccer tickets. That's what we were giving away. And how I ran the promotion was, all these people that tagged their photo, I just wrote it down on a piece of paper, put it in a hat, and then pulled one of them out. But what happened was this whole event went viral. By the time we got home in the evening, everybody was talking about this, how we give back to the clients and what a cool day it was. And it's totally because of this tagyourself.ca idea. So these are the ideas on how we leverage technology in real estate. And I encourage you to join the webinar and join me as I show you step by step how to do all of this. Right now I'm just doing like an overview video to kind of give you an idea of what it's about. But it starts November 29th and it's a 7-week program. and each week is recorded so that you can then apply it when you're ready. Reach out to me, give me a call, 905-903-5442 if you want to join, 905-903-5442. Thanks a lot.